Hello everyone, it's Connie here from MenuDocs and welcome back to a new video on the channel. In today's video, we're going to be making a Botinfo command. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So we're actually going to be using an embed in this command. So we're going to grab message embed from the discord.js package here. And whilst we're here, we're actually going to grab the version of the discord.js here as well, so that it's kind of dynamic with the embed. And we're just going to do obviously discord.js with the semicolon at the end. Now on this next line, what we're going to do is we're going to do conversion, and then from here what we're going to do is grab the version from the package.json, if I can get that. So we're going to go back obviously 1, 2, and then we're going to go back a third one, sorry, and we're going to get the should be package.json, and from here obviously we're going to get the version of the package. So if we go over into the package.json, you'll see that we have version here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to require 3 packages. So obviously you know of moment, we're going to be using moment in this video. So what we'll do is we'll quickly obviously get moment in here. And then on the next line, what we're going to do is we're going to get OS or operating system. And we're going to obviously do this. The OS comes with your node, so you don't have to install it. And then for the first time, we're going to be using MS. So these are all the packages and everything. What's going on here? We need to get rid of this. This doesn't need to exist. So now that we have all of these, we are going to head on over into our run function. We're actually going to remove the async because we don't need it in this video. But on the first line, what we're going to do is we're going to do const core, and it's going to equal os.cpus. And then we're just going to obviously get the first element here with the semicolon. Next, this is where we initialize our embed. So we're going to do new message embed. And then we're just going to start it off something simple. So obviously indent, and we're going to have just set thumbnail, and inside here we're going to obviously use the Discord bots avatar. So we're going to do this, and then on the next line we're going to do the set color. And for this one, we're actually going to do message.guild.me, which will grab the guild member instance of the bot, which means that we can grab stuff like the display hex color, which will be obviously the color of the highest role that the bot has. And then if it doesn't have a color, we're just going to set it to blue. Next, obviously, we're going to head right in and go to add field. And inside this, we're going to do general. And then for the value, we're obviously going to have our array set up again. So we're just going to skip on over into the server info command, and we're just going to grab probably this first element here, shove that straight in there. This is just so that we can have this arrow. It's going to be in the description of the video like always. So you'll be able to copy and paste it from there. So this first element is obviously just going to be client, and then we're going to do client, this.client.user, and we do tag. And then we're also going to stick the ID of the user in here. So we do this.client.user.id. And then we could probably go to the next line here. We'll copy this a couple times. We're going to need it quite a few times actually. So we'll just do like a so. And then on the next line, what we could do is we can do something like commands. And then for instance, underneath, we could do probably users or servers. We could do users on the next line. And then after that, we could do something like channels, because we can access that information. We can do something like creation date. And we'll go down. We'll do creation date. And then we could go down a couple more, and then we'll obviously use the versions that we've got. So we could do stuff like node.js version, just do the normal client version here, and then we could do discord.js, telling the user what version of discord.js they're using. So let's start off with this command here. So this is something real easy and simple. We can just do this.client.command and then just .size using the size property here, which will then return in the number of how many commands we have, which at the moment is looking pretty thin. So we're hopefully going to improve that shortly. Next line is servers. So we can do something like this.client.guild.cache, and then we can do size and then to locale string. And then on the next line, we've got users. So we can go over here and we'll do this.client.users users. Actually, instead of using users, what we'll do is we'll do guilds, and for the first time we're going to use reduce, and we'll show you how that works here. So we're obviously going to do A and B. We're gonna pass a arrow function, and because it's a one-liner we don't need parentheses, and then A plus B member count, and then a 0 here, and then we can do to locale string. On the next line we've got channels. So obviously this is just as simple as client dot this.client dot channels dot cache dot size, and then obviously to locale string. And then we can go onto the creation date, and this is where we're going to use moment. So we can do something like this, and then inside this is this dot client dot user dot created timestamp, and then outside of this is where we're going to format it. So we're going to do DOMMM, we're going to do YYY, and we're going to do HH, MM, and then finally SS. Going on to the next line, we've got the node version. So what we can do in here is we're simply just going to do process.version, and then we're also going to quickly grab the version from the top here. So that's just going to be version, and obviously we can do something like we can add a V here in front of it to show obviously like the version, like v12 of whatever. And then next what we got is the discord.js version, and we can do this simply by doing DJS version here. Get rid of this final comma, we don't need it. Now obviously we're going to have the same thing that we have in these commands, which is that added space. Let's quickly just add that space in here at the bottom. I don't know why that's happened. Next in line, we're going to add some like technical information. So we're going to add some system information. So this is going to display information of the system that the bot's running on. So we're going to start this off by quickly just grabbing, we'll just grab this one here. Add that as an element. So we're going to have platform, uptime, CPU, and then we have like some information about the CPU. So let's just start with platform, and then we can do process.platform, and then next we can use obviously the MS package here. So this is the first time using MS in these tutorials. So we'll do uptime, and then we'll obviously times this by 1000. And then after this, what we'll do is, because we want the long output, we're going to do long.true, which will then obviously give us that long output, which instead, normally if we didn't, we'll probably do, for instance, 2 day, but because we're asking for the long output, it's going to do 2 days, which is exactly what we want. It looks a lot nicer. Let's just quickly change this to uptime. Now, next, what we can do is obviously CPU, and we're just going to quickly get rid of this because this is just a header. We're going to have more information under this. So we're going to use a indent spacing. So we're going to do backspace, not back, yeah, backslash, sorry. And then we're going to do U3000, and that's just going to add a slight indent here. And we're going to do cores, and inside cores, we can do os.cpus, and we can do, obviously making that a function here, and then do length of such. And then following on, we're going to have this go down to more. And then this is where we're going to use that core variable that we used above. We're going to quickly, and then this is where we end up using that core variable above. So we can do core.model, and we do core.speed, and we obviously just add MHZ at the end, making megahertz. Next in line, what we're going to do is you're going to get the good old memory. Oh, actually, hold up, memory. We should probably change this instead of having it as cores for everything. So you're going to do model, and then obviously speed here. So next in line, we'll just quickly grab one of these bad boys yet again, and we're going to have total, and then we can have underneath one last variable, and it will just be used. And now I'm actually going to stop us right here, because what we're going to do is we're going to head on over into our structures, go to our util.js, and actually what we can quickly do is we'll just move this above here. We're going to make a quick new function, and this function is going to pretty much help us with translating the megabytes and bytes all being used into like a readable format. So obviously we're going to call this format bytes, and then we're gonna have one parameter, and it's just gonna be data, or actually let's just name it bytes. I think that's a more accurate, obviously variable name. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do bytes, and if this equals 0, we're just gonna simply return 0 bytes. And then what we're gonna do on the next line is we're gonna have const sizes, and this is equal to obviously an array of sizes here. So we're gonna have bytes, we're going to have KB, we're going to have MB, going to have GB. After that, we've got TB, and then you kind of get the idea here. So that's all the sizes. And then on the next line, what we're going to do is const I equals math.floor, and then we're going to do math.log bytes, and then we're going to do a slash, which will divide math.log, and then we're going to obviously divide that by such. And then on the final line, this is where we're going to return the information. So we're going to do return, and then we're going to return pass float, and then we're going to do bytes slash math.pow1024, and then I'm going to go outside here, and we're going to do two fixed, these two fixed, and we're going to do 2. And then outside of that, we're going to do sizes, and then obviously we'll just add an I in there. And that is so. So now that we've got that all done, we're going to head on back over into Botinfo, and then we can start using the function here that we want to use. So what we're going to do is use this.client.utils.format format bytes. And then obviously we're going to add in process.memory usage, and then followed by that heap total, and then we'll remove this guy here. And then what we'll do is we'll just copy this down onto the next line, because it's pretty much the exact same thing here, except we're changing heap total to heap used. So now that that is all done, what we're going to do is just quickly add the set timeout, set timestamp, sorry. And then we're going to pretty much just send the message. So we're going to do message.channel.send, and we're going to send the embed, add a semicolon in there. And then that is that. That's the entire command done here, which is jolly good. And we're going to head on over into Discord, and I'll show you that it works. So I've started up the bot, and now we're in Discord. I'm just going to quickly run Botinfo. You'll see that we're going to get all the information here, which is very nice. So that is all for today. In the next video, we're going to be looking at a help command, which will finally get us looking very smick with our bot. Anyways, this has been Connie here from MenuDocs. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I hope you guys did enjoy. I'll catch you guys in the next video.